Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's see. Come on. Facebook. Just waiting on Facebook, folks. There we go. A little slow on the uptake this morning. All right, let's test. We're good to go. All right, good morning. Happy Tuesday. My watch says it's Thursday. Apparently my GPS doesn't know what year we're in, or something's just wrong with it. But either way, happy Tuesday. Happy day after Memorial Day. Thank you to all of our veterans, everybody in the services. Yesterday we were pretty much out of cell service for 90% of the day. Then when we finally did get back here, Twitch is up. We had to run right over and pick up our baby meat chickens. So the TenEyck farm is growing. We've got 48 meat chicks, and then another 40 in the incubator. So we're going to become chicken farmers. It's Beth's little side project. Mine is woodworking. Beth's is chicken eggs and chickens. So yeah, shit gets crazy around here. So yeah, happy Tuesday. For a lot of you, it's your Monday. For some of you, you're still in quarantine, so it's not a bad thing. Another day of beautiful weather. If you don't have solar, like we installed solar on our house a couple of years ago, and I look, gives me a new motivation to make sure that the sun shines every day, because I make money when the sun shines. Pretty cool. So, every day is a good day in my book, but these days are bonus days. So take advantage of those bonus days. Really try to get after it. Today, we are going to we talk a lot about this 1%, this odd little thing. And I was listening to a book that Beth and I have had on Audible for a number of years. It was the book that, I guess the speech came first and then the book was written afterwards. The book is Make Your Bed, by retired Navy Admiral William McRaven, in 9th Commander of the U.S. Special Operations Command. Most everybody has heard, his speech about, make your bed. So he ended up writing a book about it. It's a very short Audible book, especially if you're a accelerated audibler like me, where I listen at 1.25 or 1.3 speed. But in any event, it really kind of like, he breaks it down into stages and in 10 things, and then he elaborates on those 10 important things. One of those is, I'm going to read basically right out of what, his speech took place in 2014. So the numbers might change a little bit, but in the speech he said, tonight there are almost 8,000 students graduating from UT. That great paragon of analytical rigor, Ask.com, says the average American will meet 10,000 people in their lifetime. That's a lot of folks. So just think about it. However old you are, you'll meet about 10,000 people in your lifetime. That's pretty cool if you think about it, I think. For some of you, you may not like people, so that might not be great. But if every one of you changed the lives of just 10 people, and each one of those folks changed the lives of another 10 people, just 10, then in 5 generations, 125 years, the class of 2014 will have changed the lives of 800 million people. 800 million people. Think of it. Over twice the population of the United States in 2014. Go one more generation and you can change the entire population of the world. 8 billion people. So that's pretty neat. I think I look at that a few different ways. One way that we can look at that is we can packed and not even know that we've played a role. Broke it down. I said, I've got 2 kids. Those could be 2 of the 10 people that I want to change the life of 2 people. There we go. So there are now people I've got to change. What if I did it with 2 coworkers? So if I use my 2 kids, I can say, okay, 2 kids, 2 coworkers, 2 friends, 2 employees, and 2 family members. So 2 coworkers. There's 2 people that I work with. And how are you going to change their life? Maybe they're a completely sedentary person and you're an athlete. You do triathlon. What if you got all 10 of these people to start exercising? You didn't change their life, completely different path, but you have improved their life by teaching them and showing them how to move and how to live in. What if you are anti-smoking and you affected your little net with 10 people and you helped them to stop smoking, or to go for a walk every day on their lunch? So there's a lot of different ways that we can impact their life, and it doesn't have to be that you're a counselor and that you can rewire their brain and now they're this completely different. It doesn't have to. There's so many other ways that we can do it. Now, if we take kids out of the equation, we could 2 coworkers, 3 friends, 2 employees, and 3 family members. So is there friends that you think that you have impacted to change their life for the better? Same thing with 2 employees. In your 2 employees, it might not even be the same way that you did with your friends. It could be that you're impacting your 2 employees by showing them quality leadership so that they can eventually, move up the corporate ladder and, better employee, better for you, better coworker, and be able to provide that level of leadership that you've given them to the next generation. So it doesn't, it's about changing their lives for the better so that they can impact people. So you might impact your 2 kids by teaching them things that you wish you had known as a child so that it puts them in a better position where you were when you learned that. Your 2 coworkers, it could be that, you put in place a, no candy in the office mentality in the consumption by X%. That's still an improvement. It doesn't have to be. Remember, we always live in this world of this improving by 1%. These are just some things to think about. And if you impact 10 people's lives, and I know a lot of you out there have already done that, but a lot of times we think of everything in the micro. We don't think in, so I use him as an example a lot, but that's because Joe has impacted a lot of lives with his one of those, one of those people is this guy, David. And, David's daughter came to me because of Joe talking about his journey. And we've changed David's life, since then. And that impact alone alone, and Joe, I think Joe played a wedding at their event, carried out a conversation. Joe never met him until that moment. And that's like just being positive, sharing your story, your your desire to be better can impact people as well. And it's not like Joe set out to try to change the lives of all these people. And that has helped other people. And that's what I like about social media, is it allows you to do that. I debated on if I wanted to talk about this today or if I wanted to talk about motivation with you. And then I realized they both kind of tie together. And what I mean by that is I do a race in, let's say, like 2015, I did an Ironman in 11 hours and 18 minutes. Did that motivate people, or did people look at that and say, man, I thought he was going to do it faster? Probably both. I looked at it, and of course, as an athlete, you always think you could go a little bit faster. I could have done a little bit better. I could have done, and you'll kind of nitpick it. I use my races as a way of sharing my journey from where I was to where I am now. And it has changed drastically. I mean, if you look at my race results from 2012, 13, 14, and even into the early 15, it was totally different than it is now. But I've got kids now. I've got different priorities. So, but I still post, inspire. I don't post for praise. I post for. There's a way that you can do that in your friends and family and followers and social media family, whatever you want to call them, can look at that and they can gain that motivation from you. Not that you're probably posted, you guys, and I don't give a shit. You don't need to know every single workout, because a lot of times that's going to turn people off. And when we are trying to help our community and help motivate people, if I'm sitting there always telling you all of these great things that I'm doing and you're just trying to get off the couch, and I'm telling you that I'm finishing my third workout or these were my mile splits, what does that matter? It doesn't matter what my mile splits were in training. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. What matters is I say, you know what? I stuck to my plan. I got out and I did my workouts today. And then you see that, and it's like, you know what? I'm going to stick to get my workout in. My speed versus your speed doesn't matter. It's not comparable. I was thinking about this stuff because I was riding with an athlete this weekend, and he asked a few times, like, "Oh, are you even doing anything? Are you, how fast would you climb this hill if you were by yourself?" And it's like, that doesn't, to me, that stuff doesn't matter. I'm not worried about how fast I can climb or what my wattage is right now. I care about riding with you or whoever in that environment. A lot of times people get caught up in getting down these rabbit holes of and CrossFit is synonymous. Oh, well, what's your Fran time? Which Fran time? Which is a workout in CrossFit. And instead of just embracing the fact that you're able to work out and that you're able to get through that and sharing that, so I kind of tied these two together in my thoughts as, again, if we can impact 10 people. So then I broke it down and it's like, well, then how can I impact 10 people? And it's like, continue to throw out those little bits of information of, I got my workout in. Did you? Because eventually you're going to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm tired of saying get my workout. I'm going to do this workout. I'm going to get it in. And then maybe you put that out there. Today is day one for me. And someone else is like, oh, you know what? If he's doing day one, I'm going to do this with him. I've been, because everybody's always looking for an excuse to start. And that can be that reason. So don't be afraid to, if you can impact, think of the community that we can build. So I recommend the book. Again, it's called Make Your Bed. A lot for us to really like. Don't be afraid or embarrassed of where you're starting. Just know that everybody first that I and never did or any of that nonsense. I was a baseball player and I hated running. Kind of fitting. And that was the first race I did, was the Broad Street Run in 2010, and I think it was like 84 minutes or something. Probably in there. In here. Not in here. Wrong room. I'm in the wrong room for that picture. It's somewhere in the house. And that was back in the Live Strong days. I was a huge fan of Lance Armstrong, fictional person in my life. All of the book that Lance Armstrong wrote, and he was hugely influential for me, despite everything that he has admitted to doing. To me, that doesn't matter. He was still an amazing athlete during his time, and I remember watching some of those stages of the tour, and I'd grab my mountain bike and we had a 3-mile loop around my parents' house, and I'd go and I'd ride my bike as hard as I could, pretending I was Lance Armstrong. And then, Lance was getting into running. And so that was my, and from there, I escalated, obviously. And, so it has to start somewhere. But if you're a person who's already, doing stuff, motivate with quality social media posts about, getting your work, doing your workout. No one cares about your metrics. Just get your workouts in, share your workouts. Be that light in the community that others can look when they don't know what else to do. And I hate to use that analogy, but, continue to motivate people. Think about impacting 10 people, kids, 2 coworkers, 2 friends, 2 employees, and 2 family members. It's that simple. Yet we sometimes struggle to do that. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, amazing weather out there today. Get out there, get some outdoor work in. The frost should be done, so plant your gardens, get your flowers in the ground, whatever. Get some vitamin D, eat well, move well, live well. My eat, move, live. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for tuning in today.